If you were starting a new company today, where would you look for ideas? What sorts of things would you be thinking about?
Um, I don't know if this works for other people, but I would definitely look at my own experiences as a consumer generally, because it's very easy for me to see things that are frustrating. I complain about stuff a lot. Like my life is really good, and yet every time I have to fly somewhere, I have like at least 10 significant complaints and like 50 minor complaints, and every one of those is an opportunity, right? And some of those seem like someone else should see them, and it should be really obvious. But they're often not. There's this story I tell in our internal onboarding process of me and our head of product design going for a walk in Vancouver. And our office in Vancouver is in a neighborhood that has really narrow sidewalks. The sidewalks have sandwich boards from vendors out, so it's very crowded. And it starts raining while we're on this walk. And people are, maybe 2/3 of the people had umbrellas with them, and we didn't. And people are walking towards us on the sidewalk. And almost no one would move their umbrella out of the way so that the pokey things wouldn't get us in the eye. And like I said, the sidewalks are very narrow, so we had to keep on ducking. There's only really two explanations. One is that they just walk through the world and they don't see that we're going like this to get away from their umbrella, even though inevitably they've had that own experience themselves. Or they see that this is happening and they're like, I just can't think of anything I can do to ameliorate the situation. Like, despite the fact that it's this, like it's tiny, like 100th of a calorie worth of effort and a tiny amount of consideration. And the point of telling that story is, this is a sad way of looking at the world, but that's the way that most people go through the world. Like they're oblivious to the problems that other people have. And if they notice the problems, they're unable to come up with any kind of solution, which means that if you're the kind of person who's willing to tilt your umbrella, there's a whole world of opportunity out there.
Do you have any tips on how to notice that you should tilt your umbrella?
Pay attention. I mean, that is the biggest thing. But pay attention especially to other people.
This has actually worked in the Y Combinator history. When people have needed to come up with a new idea on the fly, it doesn't usually work. But when they really just commit to paying attention to other people and sort of what seems broken, that has worked.